Yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy King Shay Solomon, and we back with another banger, right? So, today's video, right? I'm gonna be explaining to y'all why this Kobe had no help narrative in the '09 and 2010 back-to-back Lakers championships is completely overblown and just hyperbole and just a myth, right? So I'm just gonna break it down to y'all in the most simple way, right? Just make sure y'all like, y'all share, y'all comment, y'all subscribe. Remember the big four, y'all. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Anyways, right, back to the video. Right. Kobe Bryant, let's start with '09, played on a 65 win team. He played on a team that had a top three offense and top three defense in the league. A team that had some of the best shooters in the league, such as a Trevor Reeves, Derek Fisher, what you call it, Adam Morrison, Shannon Brown. He's had good shooters, right? But not even just that, the all around offensive players that we had on the team outside of Kobe also made the team so special. We had Pau Gasol, we had Andrew Bynum, we had Trevor Ariza in '09, we had fucking Lamar Odom too. Offensively, he was one of the best offensive bench players in the league. We had Derek Fisher, like I said. We had all these great pieces, Shannon. We had all these great pieces to complement Kobe's Lakers, and we finished it off with a top three offense and a top three defense and won 65 games. That sounds like a damn. That sounds like an all-time good team to me. Especially when you realize you got outside of Kobe, you got Andrew Bynum, Pau Gasol, Trevor Ariza, Derek Fisher, Lamar. All these dudes are playing pivotal minutes in the championship, right? Shannon Brown. Um, you know what I mean? So all these guys are playing pivotal minutes in Lakers championships. Sasha Vucic. So you gotta give all these guys some credit, right? They might not have been some of the best guys, but they were elite role players. Especially everyone outside of Pau Gasol, these guys were elite role players, including Andrew Bynum to an extent, right? He was still in role. He was still a role player because he was only 21, 22, and '09. But Pau Gasol, and we're gonna get to him. He was a third team All-NBA player. He was one of the top 10 or at worst top 15 players in the league. He was a top three power forward in the league in '09. And what he done in that regular season, averaging 20, 11, and like two blocks, and then the playoffs average like again 20, 10, and like two blocks. Like that's some great production, man. This is an all-time Lakers team, by the way. It's a 65 win team. We did really good in the postseason. We did especially against Denver and and Dallas. We did really good in those two series, especially. We did a really good job in those two series and Utah, right? Denver, Utah, and Dallas. Those were the three series. I don't think we might have not played Dallas that year, but I think it was Denver and Utah in the conference championship and the second round, and we did a good job. Not Utah, it was Houston, right? Denver and Houston. My bad, yo. So in conference semifinals, right? It went to Game 7, right? What did we do? We won that game. '09, it was a close series game. Game 6, we won. And Melo actually played really solid. Chauncey actually was the guy who finished higher than MVP votes. Chauncey looked like he was better than Melo. I'm gonna keep it real. That nigga looked like he was better than Melo that whole season. But that's besides the point, right? You go to 2010, right? We won 57 games. We had, I believe, the first. I think we tied for the first seed. It was just like tied for the first seed. Someone tied with OKC, tied for the first seed a couple years back with Minnesota and Denver. But not even just that, right? We had again the same crew, except now you have Ron Artest replacing Trevor Reason, right? You have still have Odom, you still have Fisher, you still have Bynum, you still have Vucic, you still have Shannon Brown, you still have Powell. So this is a really good roster, and I'm not denying that this is not one of the better rosters. Like I would not put this, especially 2010. I would not put 2010 like a tier one or any even tier two caliber championship teams. In fact, I would barely put '09 in any of these all time conversations. But the thing is, Kobe still had a lot of help because Kobe had elite role players, especially in '09 and 2010. You didn't need all this help like you did post 2010, 2011 to win championships because there weren't guys. It wasn't like there were a handful of teams like CP3, Blake, DeAndre Jordan in '09 and 2010. It wasn't like there were a handful of teams like LeBron, Wade, and Bosh in '09 and 2010. It wasn't like there were a handful of teams like KD, Russ, and Harden in '09 and 2010. There weren't like there were a handful of teams with Steph, Clay, Draymond in '09 and 2010. It wasn't like there was Dwight, Harden, and fucking Eric Gordon on one team. So this is my overall point. Is that you had all these great teams. It's the same thing with the Spurs. We took TP, Duncan, and Kawhi. You had all these great teams in the league really started to emerge post 09 2010 after the Lakers won. So in 09 and 2010, all you really need to do is have a superstar, a secondary star, and have elite role players, elite shooting, elite depth, a really great offensive and defensive structure, have the triangle offense, the most functional offense in NBA, or at the very least, the best offense in NBA history in the 90s, and one of the better offenses of the 2000s, ran by the greatest coach of all time in Phil fucking Jackson, right? So, in the level of competition, right, you talk about the 09 and 2010 Lakers, and here's the thing I always give Kobe credit for, right? The level of competition that he played, nobody between, like, 2006 and like 2015, I really think had that competition in any conference. So I have to give Kobe that credit. Beating out the Jazz year after year, taking out the T-Mac, well, T-Mac was hurt, but taking out the Rockets with Yao and that the same team that won 22 consecutive games a year prior, taking out that team. Not only that, but taking down the fucking Nuggets, taking down the Magic, taking down all time, not all time great Celtics, but still taking down the Celtics, taking down the best offense in the league around 08, 09, 2010 of the Utah Jazz. Like, there's so many things. It's taking down actually the best offense in the league that year, specifically in 2010, the Phoenix Suns, and Kobe cooking them specifically. That all of those things add up so much, and that's all why part. Those are all big reasons to why I really think that Kobe had a lot of help, but at the same time, the level of competition he played, we all have to give Kobe all that credit. We have to give Kobe a lot of credit because at the end of the day, he beat some of the toughest competition in NBA history. He faced some of the toughest competition in NBA history. He performed great against some of the toughest competition in NBA history, and he did that with Pau Gasol and role players, and that's really the formula of winning championship in the 2000s. This is the reason why I don't trip and be like, oh, Kobe fan, Kobe fan. I'm gonna say some nonsense about how Kobe won with little to no help without no content. No, I know there's additional context. I know that they didn't have. I know in 09, 2010 there weren't any super teams to go against, or really any all-time great teams around the era. So you didn't really need as much to win. And this team won an average of 61 games in the championship runs, right? So at the end of the day, I give Kobe a lot of credit for the level of comp. I think that might be the most underrated aspect. But when we just look at the Lakers from 09 to 2010, yes, my nigga, we were the best team in the league. And I'm saying that straight as a Laker fan, yo.